Hello everyone, got 3 dirty jokes for you today. So 3 friends were bragging about who screws the most. The first guy starts. Y'all ain't got nothing on me. I can go to any bar and bring home a new woman every night. Not only that, but I drive a Corvette. I've slept with more than 1,000 women. Second guy fires back. Oh yeah. Well, I'm a top gynecologist at the highest-rated hospital in the world. I make $800,000 a year, have patients and nurses who screw with me every hour I'm at work, and I've slept with well over 5,000 women. Last guy chuckles. I have you all beat. I screwed over all the listeners who were expecting a punchline to this joke. So a Frenchman, an Englishman, and an Australian go exploring in the jungle. After some time, they come across a beautiful lake and all decide to go swimming. Afterwards, as they leave the crystal clear water, they are captured by a local tribe and are brought before the chief. The chief looks at them and says, all 3 of you were caught swimming in our sacred waters. This is forbidden. As punishment, we will torture you all to death. Then we will take the skin from your torso and use the leather to make a canoe. However, I will allow each of you one request before you die. The Frenchman thinks for a minute, then speaks. I request a knife. The chief nods his head, and a tribesman quickly gives the Frenchman a knife. The Frenchman looks the chief in the eye and says, I will not let you torture me. Vive la France. He then proceeds to stab himself through the eye and dies instantly. The chief snaps his fingers and the Frenchman's body is dragged away to be skinned. He then turns to the Englishman. The Englishman thinks, then says, I too would like a knife. Like before, the chief honors his wish and he is given a knife. I will not let you torture me either. Rule Britannia and God save the Queen. He then proceeds to stab himself through the temple and dies instantly. The chief snaps his fingers and the Englishman's body is dragged away to be skinned. Finally, he turns to the Australian. The Australian immediately asks for a fork. So the chief gets him a fork. The Australian takes the fork in hand and begins to stab himself repeatedly all over his chest, screaming, Try making your damn canoe now. So a wealthy, never-been-wed 80-year-old man marries a beautiful 24-year-old blonde. All of his friends agree to meet for breakfast in the same 5-star hotel in which he is spending his first wedding night, just to see his reaction. They expect him to come down for breakfast in the elevator, most likely in a wheelchair. But to their surprise, he walks down the broad staircase looking dapper and as refreshed as a 25-year-old man. He waves at them and sits down for coffee to await his bride's appearance. 40 minutes later, she staggers down the stairs, barely able to walk across the marble floor to his table. His friends are shocked by her obviously physically wrecked condition. When the gentleman excuses himself and leisurely heads for the restroom, they rush to her to see what happened to her. She looks up at them with a distraught face. He told me he's been saving up for 60 years. I thought he was talking about money.